Yeah.
Trying to decipher it. My fiend with a test and I'm hoping that she like it. You wanna snip that? Nah, I hope you get back. You smell through the rap and you knowing you can flip that. Bitch, I'm Picasso, yeah. Poncho, nigga. Honcho, burritos, tacos, flip those. And make more than we get more. Jack boys lurking, so you know with that capo. A lot of niggas falling off.
What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_ Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. And welcome to Saturday, right? So, like, remember I was telling y'all, like, a bunch of episodes ago. I don't even remember. It might have been 40, 50 of them ago about them long weekends in prison. Now, imagine you a young dude. All of us is young at the time, like I'm telling you. All these stories I'm telling y'all up to this day, I'm still only 22 years old, and I'm not even into my real, I'm in like my year and a half, second year mark as far as doing time. So I'm still like learning things, even though I learned a lot fast. Don't get me wrong. I learned a lot fast. I excelled fast. There was a lot to be learned. My thing was I had got to the point where I was confident in the fact that I had already been running the Malid for the Atlantics, where we had 30, 40 brothers, some of them doing life or some of them doing long, indeterminate time in prison. And so I had got my skill set up, right? My ability to lead, 'cause I was following very well and diligently first. So when I got from Virginia back to Macomb, yep, I robbed my bunkie, right? I took some of his stuff that I shouldn't have, honestly. But in retrospect, at the time, I wasn't thinking about that. It was like swift justice when I felt like somebody had violated me. What I was doing though is I had a bunch of dudes that was younger than me, like I was saying, under my wings. And when I'm saying younger, you're talking about 18, 19, barely 20 years old. Two individuals in particular. Little homie Eastside and little homie is called Lil Sag. Now I don't remember where they got this term at the time. This was late 99 going into 2000. So they had a term. They kept saying like, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. So this little dude, Lil Sag, that was his thing. I'm all over the place. That was what we would say in reference to him. He didn't say it, but it was because the little dude was so eager to be a part of something. He wanted to be accepted so well. I mean, if he watching, then I'm pretty sure if he honest with himself at this point in his life, he'll say, yeah, I kind of wanted to belong. I wanted to fit in. And a lot of dudes that ain't from Detroit, unfortunately, not take this with a grain of salt, right? I mean, I don't, because like I got a lot of dudes that's from other areas in Michigan, other cities that's stand-up dudes, like I say, solid dudes. The problem on the flip side of that is you got a lot of dudes from other cities who look up to Detroit as the epitome of what a Michigan city look like, move like, how we get money, how we dress, how we interact, how we talk, right? The lingo, all that. So you got a lot of dudes who try to emulate that in their smaller towns, and it's usually don't turn out good. Lil Sag was almost, I mean, don't get me wrong, he was definitely, I don't even remember, I think he was South Side Sag, or no, I don't remember. I think that's divided like that, right? Ain't Saginaw divided in North and South Side? If you from Saginaw or know somebody or been there before, something like that. So he would always be like, I ain't from that side of Saginaw. Whatever side he was from, he wasn't with the other side like that. He's like, I'm straight on them. So, but he fit in with all the young Detroit cats. My little dude Frankie, I was telling y'all about little Rick, and little Beast, a whole bunch of other these little dudes that I was hanging around at that time. So Eastside and Lil Sag was like this. They clicked almost off rip. Man, probably because they was around the same height, almost same structure. If you didn't know no better, you'd thought they was cousins from the same family, not necessarily the same father, because they didn't look alike, but they were built and they moved a lot alike. You understand what I'm saying? Not just that, you got to think that they worked out together. You know what I'm saying? They got up together, worked out together, rotated the yard together, got into arguments with dudes together. So you got, like, I'm talking about these two dudes had a tight camaraderie to the point they would share, like, they would cook up together, and if it was like a tight cook up, they'd bring stuff back from the chow hall and cook up together. And both of them, was in a situation where, like, a lot of them dudes that was around me, they didn't have it like that. When nobody really sending no support and no money to them. I don't know if it's because they had burned their bridges. They had got to a point where nobody believed in them no more. But the fact of the matter was, it was hard times for a lot of them young dudes. And to be honest, I had to be the one in a lot of situations that pulled dudes under my wings and made sure we ate. So I didn't mind because, like I say, I was good at hustling. I was good at running stores and expanding stores and putting different stores in different people's units or different wings or whatever. Hold this in your locker. Start flipping it if you can. You understand what I'm saying? So I was real good at that. Not to mention, I was getting bread from the streets. I had homies that was sending me bread. Like I told you, my dude Fat D and my dude Rick Manning, they used to look out for me. You know, they had started getting to that street money, and they would be, you know, they see my OG shoot me loot. So I was straight. So I was taking them dudes under my wing. Lil Eastside and Lil Sag could rap their butts off. And so we would literally, I would be like, bro, I would sit down with them, and I always wanted my little record label and things. So I was like the little manager type dude all the time. Like, look, this is what we can do. We can get y'all logo. Hey, from dogs now. Hey, we can get y'all logo put together. We can get y'all official. I can shoot the videos. I'm gonna be doing that video thing. We could do this, do that. So we had a little plan. It was so deep because these dudes used to go. I'm talking about freestyle for hours, hitting on the locker. I mean, on the doors and whatnot, on lockers and stuff, on desks. And they had a talent. I'm talking about, like, I know talent. I've been listening to rap since it first started. So I know who whack and who ain't. That's a fact. So when I was hearing them, I'm like, y'all got somewhere to go with this. Check this out. They started a little rap group at Macomb Prison called DDO. Now, for those who familiar with Michigan Department of Corrections and y'all familiar with like terminology as far as misconducts, DDO stands for disobeying a direct order, right? But they flipped it and called it Detroit Dealers Only. Weird because bro wasn't from Detroit, but like I told you, he really he loved dudes from Detroit, you know, and it wasn't nothing wrong with him because we took him under our wing. It wasn't like he was like you a buster, you a lame or nothing. We took him under our wing, and we definitely took to the little dude. Let me tell you about the twist in this story and in a relationship, right? They ended up trying to put in a request to be each other's cellmate or bunkie because they had got that tight and close together, right? So you thinking that, you know, a lot of cases that might work. A lot of cases you gel better with the individuals that, you know, you've been around or that you know, you've been like rocking with. So it'll make your time go by easy to have somebody in the cell with you that you really, really rock with, right? Sometimes that don't work because you be around a dude too much and y'all start getting tired. Y'all tired of each other quick. You didn't even know he was this nasty. You didn't know he snored while he sleep. Remember, man, listen, y'all already know what I'm talking about when I say, man, listen, sometimes the way a dude chew would piss you off if you ain't used to being around that. So I used to be like, man, speaking against it, even though I had, you know, requests later on to be a bunkie with my homeboy. I was against it because I'm like, y'all be around each other enough as it is. Y'all going to get tired of each other. So they put the request in anyway. One particular day, they in the bathroom. And I'm saying, I forget what happened one day. And Lil Eastside got tired of Lil Sag. He was like, man, this nigga, he was like, man, this brother would not go nowhere. He won't sit down. Like I say, I'm all over the place. That was his nickname. Because every time you look up, he was right there, right there, right there. You feel me? A little annoying, you know what I'm saying, to say the least. However, he was getting a little tired of bro. I'm like, well, man, that's y'all man. Why don't you take a little break? Just, you know, we cool. Everybody cool with him. So it ain't like your problem. Take a break from him. Maybe give him some space. You get some space. Stay to yourself for a minute. And, you know, so weekend come. Like I'm talking about them long weekends. I'm tying that into the story. This was on a Saturday. I remember because we had waffles that morning. And I think Lil Sag was supposed to bring Eastside's waffles back because he didn't like waffles. But they ended up swapping it out for something else because they ran out of waffles. And I want to say it was like some loaded French toast, something. It was something they swapped it out for the last dudes that was coming in so they could eat. And he wanted that. He ate that. He was like, yeah, ooh, this ain't, you know. So he mopped it. He ended up eating it. And the Eastside thing was, bro, why you didn't bring, when he cut into like, bro, did you bring? He's like, man, nah, man. So everybody laughing. Like, man, he mashed that way. He mangoed it, put some peanut butter on it. We teasing at it. He really pissed. He really mad because he like, bro, you could have brought it back and let me decide whether I wanted it or not. He's like, man, you said you don't even like sweets that much. You don't even eat syrup on your waffles. You put peanut butter on them and all that weird stuff. He like, it don't matter, bro. You my man. You supposed to take care of me and rock. I have my stuff when when you say you bringing me my stuff back. He said it was waffles, bro. We had a deal on waffles. So these dudes going back and forth about this waffle tray. Now, Later on that day, everything had calmed down. They had squashed everything for the most part. Right after dinner, when the yard is closed and everything is settled in, everybody start gathering around, right? Because it's cold outside. This, like I told you, it's the wintertime. Sun go down early, right? So about 5 o'clock, it's already getting dark outside. 6 o'clock is pitch black. So we in the unit for the most part because the yard closes early because it's a security risk to keep the yard open when it's that dark, right? So they in there and they in the bathroom freestyling. I'm in there lining up my beard and stuff, right? And they going back and forth, back and forth. Now, Lil Sag said something about slap boxing Eastside into the corner. I slap box you into the corner, call the corner. Some stuff like that. It was like, you know, it was catchy. Everybody, ooh, a little bit, right? So they going back and forth. You could tell the Eastside got it on his face. So after they stopped freestyling, he talking about that slap boxing, Mark. That was kind of clever, but you ain't got them hands for real. So he like, you ain't got them hands for real, right? What they end up doing? Slap boxing. Why would y'all even do that? I don't even play them type of games. I don't play them wrestling games, them running up on me, them trying to feel me out, them grabbing me, them picking me up games. None of that type of stuff. Don't play with me. Don't, because it always go too far and it end up bad. These dudes start slap boxing. Back, 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 back. And it's mainly like this, you know, ain't no face action. Why let's say end up catching the Eastside lip? This dude gave him a barrage in return. Bop, 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 bop. Got to hitting him on his head, slapping his his ear and all type of weird stuff. Now he get mad. Lil Sad get mad. Charles Lil Eastside grab him like, dog, ain't no little fella, bro. Grab him. He got his arms around his arms, so he holding him like this. He picking him up off the ground. He talking, dog, let me down, man. He talking, yeah, face him, dog, let me down, bro, for real. And he talking, yeah, call me your uncle. Say daddy. He talking, dog, let me down. Why you headbutt, bro? Bop, hit him, hit his nose. He do like this, they square off. I'm like, hold now, listen. My thing is, it's a bunch of dudes in the bathroom. So you probably thinking, why you ain't stopping? You watching it. For one, it happened so fast. It went from playing to bop, 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 in a charge, like in a matter of like 5 to 10 seconds. Not to mention, you got all these dudes in between who more or less being spectators of it, who not trying to stop it. So eventually, me, and I forget who else it was, end up grabbing them and pulling them to the side and whatnot. So in the middle of all this, we grabbing them and separating them, somebody get hit in the stomach or something, man. It was bad. You hear me? Dude, lip busted on Lil Eastside, lip busted. Lil Sad got a scratch on his eye or whatever. You know, because they've been rumbling. They didn't really like throw blows. But what ended up happening was for the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month, they weren't even talking to each other, right? Dudes that go from hanging every day with each other, being friends, locking in, sharing the noodles, sharing the bowl, sharing the popcorn, sharing the Kool-Aid, you know what I mean? Locked in like that, like they come from the sandbox together, end up going their separate ways and stop being cool with one another over some things that really could have been talked about. Most of these things that dudes go blow to blow for, pull out swords and weapons and all that, and locks and stuff for in the joint in prison, end up happening behind something so petty. Something that could have been resolved easily over a conversation. Like, look, bro, you my man, but we spend too much time together, bro. I need some space. I know you my man. I know we locked in. It becomes a codependent situation because you depend almost on that person day to day to get through the day because you're used to it. They become your escape, your crutch. It becomes a dangerous relationship for the simple fact that you need to be able to stand on your own in your accountability while you're doing your time. So don't distract yourself from doing the time by trying to be around somebody all the time. Focus on that by being to yourself. And I'm saying this like that because, unfortunately, like I always say, some of you individuals don't want to be on the streets. Y'all throwing bricks at the penitentiary. Y'all doing wild and foul stuff. So listen to me. Be able to stand on your own, too, in that situation. In this situation, Lil Sag and Lil Eastside, but it took about a month for them to, and we got tired of it. We messed with both of them. We working out. At first, it was like, man, let them do them. They going to figure it out on their own. But after a few weeks, right, and it's not every day that I'm hanging with them. I see them every day, but we not rocking out, hanging every day. I got classes I'm trying to take. I'm hitting my own little routine. I'm rotating the yard with my brothers. I'm working on projects. I'm drawing, writing, reading, doing my thing, right, in the gym. So I'm not seeing them every day, but after so long, after a few weeks, everybody got tired. Like, dog, y'all on y'all period, man. Either y'all gonna look, both of y'all stay away from us, period, or y'all talk it out, hit a lap, You know what I mean? Shoot the 5 again, whatever. Get it off your chest because this is too weird. It's so emasculating. It's so feminine, right? That y'all harboring these feelings towards each other. Instead, I come from the era, like, put it on the floor. If somebody accused you of something, where they at? Tell him in front of him. You said this about him, say it right now in his face. Get it out y'all system because we don't deal with this. Same way with beefing. I'm not beefing with nobody. I'm going to come and address you and say, bro, is this that serious? Are we really about to go there, right? You know what I mean? If it's something we can talk about, if it's on, it's on. I'm going to come find you. That's it. But I ain't about to be going back and forth with you. I'm not about to be holding no ill feelings about nobody, whether I still rock with them or not. That was just my stance. And it was, to me, the healthiest way to handle it. So look at the situation. Every day hanging, all these hours. Probably didn't really even get to know each other that well because y'all really just bouncing ideas off each other based on coping together and that codependency that comes from a survival instinct because you want to get through the day distracted, happy, feeling good based on the energy that you exchange with somebody else. Right? Dangerous, very dangerous because when it ain't going your way or if it happens to go bad or this individual ride out to another location or get in trouble or go home, you got to recalibrate your whole schedule, way of thinking and moving and all that stuff. And that becomes difficult because you actually start bonding with dudes like they really your brother. Like as if y'all came out the same womb, grew up in the same house, shared pillows, shared socks. Like my brother's Finkelwerk, my brother Marcellus Cornwell, like them my brothers. Like as if we came from the same womb. If they call, it's a problem. I talked to Marcellus today, and we talk often. I talk to Finkelwerk probably 2-3 times a week. You feel me? If not more. So these is my brothers, man. Just like my brother Robert and my brother Damon. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I say that to say, not just in prison, but in life, try to stand on your own too. You know, have your own rhythm, your own wave, even in the marriage and the relationship. Have something that's uniquely yours, something that only belongs to you, that keeps you sane, grounded, in that peace, right? So that you can move freely through life without expectations from somebody else. Because when you start removing expectation from your life, you start also removing disappointment. You feel me? And I'm about to leave y'all. I don't want to talk too much and get too philosophical because y'all know I can do that. Thanks for tuning in. If y'all haven't, subscribe right now. Get in the comment section right now and tell me what you like and don't like about me, right? Share the content. You feel me? Hit the notification bell. Like it. I like likes. I like notification bells. I like subscribers. You feel me? So, I'm going to see y'all later. Tomorrow, Church Cram Sunday, OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. Keep the change. Keep them nervous. And I'm out.